You're live.
Shalom, shalom. Once again, we'd like to give all praise, glory, and honor to the Most High Yahweh in the name of His Son Yahweh Shai. Our name is Brother Yakanan, and to my left is Akamaria. We are Hebrew Chosen Elect. We are located here in Wilmington, Delaware, and we are here with another Shabbat reading. Today, we're going to start out reading in
Leviticus chapter 10.
Leviticus chapter 10. And before we do that, we're going to get to a couple of announcements.
Trumpets Tuesday.
The Feast of Trumpets is going to be this Tuesday. So if you're able to, keep the feast to the Most High. Keep the feast to the Most High, as we're commanded to in Leviticus 23. And so that we're able to refine our culture and to do the holy days that we are supposed to do according to the scriptures. What else going on?
After that, we got atonement. So 23rd is this trumpet. Second is atonement. And then the 7th is tabernacle.
So we got
all at sundown. So trumpets Tuesday. Then we got atonement second at sundown, Day of Atonement. And then October 7th at sundown, we kick off our Feast of Tabernacles. All of which is sundown. Those respective dates. Contact info.
If you'd like to reach out to me or Brother Memoria Fellowship, you can reach out to me on Facebook at Yakanan Maccabees, Brandon Davis on Facebook, or We Are Israel, Memoria Yasharala on Facebook. And for past content, you can find us on YouTube at HCE Reloaded and HCE Red Pill Reality.
Right.
We also are doing our 7th annual Give It All You Got coat drive. If you'd like to give any alms or anything towards the coat drive, reach out to me as well. And if you'd like to give any alms toward the coat drive, you can give them at hashtag BDanny01 on Cash App. That's hashtag BDANIE01. And please be sure to earmark it coat drive.
I think that's it.
And that'll be it for the announcements.
Yeah. So we can get right back into our readings. Last week, everybody that watches online, you might not have caught us last week. We had IT problems with our computer and going live and streaming. So we read a couple chapters that you might have missed. So now we're picking back up this week in Leviticus chapter 10. Probably read through to about chapter 15, however far we get. Sometimes we make it, sometimes we cut short, due to time. But Leviticus chapter 10, and whenever you're ready, you can go ahead and start that. Yeah, chapter 10, verse 1. We're going to start 1. We read through to like 3, but we'll backtrack to verse 1.
Salakia. The book of Leviticus, chapter 10, verse 1. And Nadab and Abihu, the sons of Aaron, took either of them his censer and put fire therein. They put incense thereon and offered strange fire before Yahweh, which he commanded them not. And there went out fire from the Lord and devoured them, and they died before Yahweh. Then Moses said unto Aaron, this is it that Yahweh spake, saying, I will be sanctified in them that come nigh me, and before all the people I will be glorified. And Aaron held his peace, and Moses called Mishael.
So what way do you glorify Yahweh? It's going obedience, exactly. Going into what we went into last week with why did these brothers get put to death just for burning strange incense? And what we've seen is the disobedience was the problem. It's not a scripture to prove like smoking weed is wrong, which it is, but it's nowhere does it say they rolled up or they put in the censer, some buds of haze and lit that up. That's not what it says. It says that they burned strange incense, showing that it wasn't what they were asked to burn. And we went back to the other chapters, Exodus 30, I believe, to be exact, verse 34 and 36. I'm going to read it real quick to show what was commanded to be burned as the incense in the temple. And we also showed that when we disobey those instructions for how to minister before Yahweh, brothers was put to death here and other places in the scriptures in the Bible, other different accounts. You was put to death if you disobeyed the exact instructions. You felt like you didn't have to pay attention to the details. I can add a little something, most high like that, or take it away. I don't think this is important. No, it's always of what the Most High instructs in his mind, and what he wants is never our own pleasure. So with the incense, he required them in Exodus 30, verse 34 and 36. He said, and Yahweh said unto Moses, take unto these sweet spices, stacked and onycha and galbanum, these sweet spices with pure frankincense, of each shall there be a like weight. So all these spices of the same amount of weight, and thou shalt make it a perfume, a confection after the art of the apothecary, tempered together, pure and holy. Thou shalt beat some of it very small, and put of it before the testimony in the tabernacle of the congregation, where I will meet with thee. It shall be unto you most holy. That was the instructions. So whatever they did was they didn't follow that. They burned something else. They was put together the same way that we read the one brother wasn't supposed to touch the ark, and he touched it, he got put to death because there was specific instructions given with that. Aaron had to cover those items that was behind the veil. And then it had to be the Kohathites that carried those items. So when that brother Uzziah, I believe his name was, touched the ark, he's thinking, I'm doing a good deed for the Most High. Oh, his ark's about to fall. Let me grab it. But no, he was put to death because it wasn't his job to touch that ark. When we went into other accounts, Saul, he sacrificed of his own will because he didn't want to wait for Samuel. He said he forced himself, and the Most High wasn't pleased for that. From that day, the kingdom's already left, choosing somebody else. Then he came down and made it worse by other acts of defiance. But that right there, he's like, now the kingdom's taken from him. That's what Samuel came back and told him. 30 and 34 to 36. Yeah. So yeah, obedience is key. I mean, Samuel told Saul, rebellion is as the sin of witchcraft, and disobedience as iniquity and idolatry. Right. So how do you glorify the Most High? By your obedience, by doing His will and not our own. We can go back.
The book of Exodus, chapter 10, verse 3. Then Moses said unto Aaron, this is it that Yahweh spake, saying, I will be sanctified in them that come nigh me, and before all the people I will be glorified. And Aaron held his peace. And Moses called Mishael and Elzaphan and the sons of Uzziel, the uncle of Aaron, and said unto them, come near, carry your brethren from before the sanctuary out of the camp.
Mm-hmm.
So they went near and carried them in their coats out of the camp, as Moses had said. And Moses said unto Aaron and unto Eleazar and unto Ithamar, his sons, uncover not your heads, neither rend your clothes, lest ye die.
He said what?
Cover not your
He
heads.
told them, don't uncover your heads. Go ahead.
Uncover not your heads,
Mm-hmm.
neither rend your clothes, lest ye die, and lest wrath come upon all the people, but let your brethren, the whole house of Israel, bewail the burning with the Lord have kindled.
Go ahead.
And ye shall not go out from the door of the tabernacle of the congregation unless you die. For the anointing oil of Yahweh is upon you. And they did according to the word of Moses.
So here it is. Here it is that Aaron's sons just died, got put to death. His brothers there, they all mourning over the brothers being put to death, right? Cousins, whatever, to death. Everybody in the temple is they in sorrow right now. And he commanded them not to uncover their heads. But he didn't command them stop doing the service. He didn't command them stop praying for Israel. They were to keep doing the service, their job, even though his son, their brothers were put to death. And that's showing what? That's going to go into the next side topic we're going to talk about today. This being the law, the priest, the highest priest, being commanded not to uncover their heads. So where am I going with this? Anybody take a wild guess. The question is, do we have to uncover our heads or cover our heads when we're praying or prophesying? And we're going to go to 1 Corinthians 11 and 4. Everything goes back to what? The laws of God. If it's not against the law, it's not what? If it's not against the law, it's not a sin. It's not a sin. That's why we're going to touch on this, because obviously it's been a teaching out there that if you're about to pray, you better remove any head coverings. If you you better run and get a head covering if you're a woman. But Paul taught what? The law. We teach that he didn't change the law. Christians say he did change the law. 1 Corinthians 11:4. First and foremost, we're going to see that Paul didn't even say what's being taught, because you just got to read that. So we're going to go 4 to 7. Then we're going to drop to verse 16. Y'all can feel free to, if you got it, go ahead and bring it out. You got to make sure you raise your voice. Where we at? Go ahead.
Every man praying of
Or prophesying. Go ahead.
having his head covered, dishonor his head.
Uh-huh.
But every woman that prays or prophesies,
Real quick, whose man's head? Yahweh Shai. That's our head. Remember, we read it beginning of the chapter. It's Yahweh Shai, man, woman, children. So what he's breaking down, it seemed to be breaking down, is if you're praying and you got something over your head, you're dishonoring Yahweh Shai. Go ahead, verse 5.
but every woman that prays
We need you to speak up. We can't hear you.
with her head uncovered, dishonor her head, for that is even all one as if she were shivering.
So if a woman has nothing on her head, she's praying, she's dishonoring her man. Go ahead.
For if the woman be not covered, let her also be shorn. But if it be a shame for a woman to be shorn or shaven, let her be covered.
Go ahead.
For a man indeed was
Or
not
not.
to cover his head for a such as much as her is the image and glory of God,
Yep.
but the woman is the glory of the man.
Now drop to verse 16. This is the important part because he's speaking to a particular crowd, and this has to do with something they got going on with their understandings of how they should pray and not pray. Right? This is a letter to the Corinthians. You notice we don't find him dealing with this topic to any other letter, to the Ephesians, the Galatians, anybody. This is the only place in the whole Bible we find this topic being brought up, of it being a dishonor to pray this way. But verse 16 says a lot. Read verse 16.
But if any man seem to be
Contentious, meaning there be an argument, debate. Should we not? What's he mean? What's he not mean? Go ahead.
we have no such custom, neither the churches of God.
So he said we don't have this custom. Neither the churches of God. Who's the church of God? Who?
The church
Hell
of
no.
God.
But no,
A false God, yeah. He's church of codes. Israel is the church of God. So we don't have this custom. He's saying right there. So now, if we want to find out, are we mistaken on that point? Well, we're already reading in the Torah. The priests were told not to uncover their head, but they still have to do the service in the temple. They still have to pray. They still have to sacrifice. They can't even leave. They can't even go bury their family members, their immediate family members. They're instructed to stay and do service. So now let's go through the Bible and get more accounts to see if it lines up with the idea of you're sinning if you pray or prophesy and you got something on top of your head. Does the Bible back it up? Let's find out. Let's go. Letter of Jeremiah, chapter 1, verse 30 to 32. And some of your Bibles what might be Baruch 6. So it's either in your Bible, your Apocrypha, it's either Baruch chapter 6 or it's after chapter 5 and it's labeled Letter of Jeremiah. Different Bibles have it labeled a different way, but it comes after Baruch chapter 5 regardless. There you go, listen there. Let me see. Go back. Go back. Then it says Letter of Jeremiah probably.
Oh yeah.
It's only one chapter. Ezekiel, you got it?
You don't got it. It's on your Bible phone, bro. It's on your Bible.
Anybody else? Either Baruch 6 or Letter of Jeremiah.
Yeah, it's in the Apocrypha.
So what the letter of Jeremiah is going into is the problems with idolatry and how they worship. And what we're about to read is him talking about the custom of the priests of the idols and what they do, which would not be our custom, right? We don't worship the way the heathens worship their idols. So that's what this chapter is going into. So read to me, for me, verse 30 to 32.
Got it, son. It's the letter to Jeremiah. It's after the book of Baruch in the Apocrypha.
It's only one
It's
chapter.
one chapter. Say one.
So it's verse 30 to 32. Go ahead.
So how can they call gods? Because women set meat before the gods of silver, gold, and wood.
Uh-huh.
And the priests sit in their temples having the clothes rent
So the priests sit in their temples having their clothes rent. Go ahead.
in their heads and
They shave their heads and beards. Do we shave our heads and beards? Go ahead. This is when they're pleading to their false gods. My fault. Go ahead. And what? So they shave their heads, shave their heads and beards, and don't have nothing on their heads, and they're pleading to their false gods. Keep going.
They roar and cry before the gods as men do at the feast when one is dead.
And when one was dead in the tabernacle, Yahweh told Aaron and his sons, "Do not uncover your heads." But that's what the heathen do with their idol gods. They uncover their heads to pray and plead before their false gods. So already we're seeing the opposite of what's taught. This is something that the heathens do. And did the Most High tell Aaron and his sons to commit sins? Nah, he would never do that. So already it can't be a sin. Because why do you have Aaron and his sons? Why do you require them not to uncover their heads? But now we see the heathens and their idolatrous custom is they pray before their idol gods with their heads shaven and uncovered. 2 Samuel 15:30 to 32. 2 Samuel chapter 15, verse 30 to 32. Come on, bring it out.
Book of 2 Samuel, chapter 15, verse 30 to 32. And David went up by the ascent of Mount Olivet, and but as he went up, it had his head covered.
Okay, so David is in a mourning condition, going up Mount Olivet, and is letting us know his head is covered. Go ahead.
And he went barefoot, and all the people that was with him covered every man his head.
Everybody else followed suit. Okay.
And they went up, weeping as they went up.
Mm-hmm.
And one told David, saying, the
Ahithophel. Yeah.
is among the
Conspirators
Absalom.
with Absalom. So real quick, why is David going through the problems with his son Absalom?
Because the son is rebellious.
But why is he going through this?
Oh, because he did what he did to Uriah.
Right. He's repaying for the sins he committed with Uriah the Hittite. So he's already in the condition, he understands it's because of sins committed. Right? So if I'm paying for sins I already did, am I going to add sins to that? No. So, okay. His head's covered. He's paying back basically for sins he committed. Keep going.
Oh Lord, I pray thee.
He's praying. So he's paying his tab for his sins, and he's sinning by praying with his head covered? I don't think he is. Go ahead.
Turn the counsel of Ahithophel into foolishness.
Go ahead.
And it came to pass that when David was come to the top of the mount, where he worshipped God, behold, Hushai, the archer, came to meet him with his coat right and herb upon his head.
Okay, drop that. Esther 6 and 12.
Exodus 6:12.
No. Drop that. Leviticus 10:6. No, we just read that. Daniel 3:21.
I got it. Bring it out.
Then the book, Daniel, chapter 3, verse 21. Then these men were bound in their coats, their
Hosen.
hosen, and their hats, and their other garments, and were cast into the midst of the burning
Fiery.
fiery furnace. Therefore, because the king's commandment was urgent, and the furnace exceeding hot, the flame of the fire slew those men that took up
Shadrach.
Meshach, and Abednego.
Yep.
And these three men, Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego, fell down bound into the midst of the burning
Fiery.
furnace. And
Nebuchadnezzar.
Nebuchadnezzar, the king, was astounded and rose up in haste and spake and said unto his counselors, did not we cast three men bound into the midst of the fire? They answered and said unto the king, true, O king. He answered, and lo,
What verse is that?
24.
Okay, drop that. Now, they're in the midst of the fiery furnace. Now go to prayer of Azariah 1:1 to 1:2.
Prayer of Azariah.
Prayer of the three holy children. So they're in the fire. They got all the garments on. They got their hats on. Right? Verse 1 and 2. It's the prayer. It's either labeled. Go ahead. Three holy children or prayer of Azariah, depending on your book.
In the midst of the fire, praying God and blessing.
Praising God, blessing Yahweh. Go ahead.
Then Ezra stood up and prayed in this manner.
He stood up and what?
Prayed on this manner.
With his hat on.
And opening his mouth in the midst of the fire, said, blessed art thou, our Lord God of our fathers.
There, and you can stop there. We don't got to read the whole prayer. It's very long. So now they in the fire with their hats on, and they're praying in the fire with their hats on. Exodus 28 and 40. 28 and 40. And somebody else get 29 and 9. Go ahead.
And of Aaron's sons thou shalt make coats, and thou shalt make for them girdles and garments.
Uh-huh.
Shalt thou make to them for glory and for beauty.
So they were commanded in making the garments for Aaron and his sons to make them bonnets. What's the job of Aaron and his sons? To pray for Israel, right? To sacrifice, to do the service. And I think, if not all, most of the prophets were Levites. So the prophets side. Drop 9 says 29:9 says same thing. Don't go there. Give me Exodus 39:27-28 says same thing. You just write that down. We're not going there. You can just write it down in your notes. 29 and 9 and 39:27-28 both go into the garments, the attire of Aaron and the priest for doing the service of the Most High, which includes praying and prophesying. They were commanded to be made bonnets for their heads. Leviticus 8:13 says same thing. Just write that down in your notes. Now another account.
What is this word bonnet there?
Bonnet?
Yeah.
Well,
Got
this would be a
Strong's.
bonnet. You can read it. I didn't include it, but it basically describes a head attire. It doesn't describe having a whole. Here's a photo of bonnet.
Okay. Like a slouch.
Yeah, like this type stuff we wore. And actually, I didn't include the Strongs, but I do got the historical account from Josephus, which we're about to read next. And that describes these bondage that the priests had first century AD that they were commanded to make for the priests. So, like I said, Josephus, he gives a historical account of the garments that all the garments the priests wore. But I'm only going to read the part going into their head attire. And you can find this in the Antiquities of the Jews of Josephus, the works of Josephus, the Antiquities of the Jews, book 3, chapter 7, and verse 157 to 158. And I'll read it. This is about the priest Mitris of bondage. Upon his head he wears a cap, not brought to a tunic form. So the cap that the priests wear isn't shaped like the you see today. The Catholic priests wear like a cone, the KKK wear, or even it even goes back to the worship of Dagon, the fish god, because that's what it is. That cone is like supposed to represent a fish egg. But either way, so Josephus is letting everybody know this head attire isn't shaped like that, nor is circling the whole head. So it doesn't circle the whole head, meaning it doesn't cover the whole head. It's going to explain that. And then I also going to go to Revelation and show that uh, head isn't always speaking about like just this top part. When it says head, it's not like, oh, you just got to keep the top of your head uncovered. But we'll get into that. So he's letting us know it doesn't, it's covering more than half of the head, not the whole head. I'm going to start over. I just messed that up. So it's not of the conic form, nor is circling the whole head, but still covering more than half of it. So what you wear a baseball hat, it covers what? About half of your head. The other half of your head isn't covered. That's what he's explaining with the head pieces for the priest. So, and its make is such that it seems to be a crown, being made of thick swaths, but the contexture is of linen, and it is doubled round many times, and sewed together. Besides which, a piece of fine linen covers the whole cap from the upper part and reaches down to the forehead. Showing what? What is it missing? It's missing a hole cut out at the top. And when Moses is given instructions to make the garments, they're very specific, down to the embroidery, down to where things go, how they're cut, but it never says leave a hole in the top of the priest's mitre, leave a hole in the top of the priest's bonnets. And Josephus is giving an account, eyewitness, that it was covered, the whole wrapping was covered with a piece of linen from the upper part all the way to the forehead. The whole thing's covered and hides seams of the swath, which would otherwise appear indecently. So really, it's kind of made like a hat. It's wrapped to hold form with linen, right? Same way like you look on the inside of a baseball cap, it's not wrapped, but it has that one inner band, and then the rest is covered. So it's wrapped around, but then it's covered with one piece of linen so that it looks nice. Um, which would otherwise appear indecent. This adheres closely upon the solid part of the head and is thereto so firmly fixed that it may not fall off during the sacred service about the sacrifice. Um, go to Isaiah 3:16. Or actually, real quick, Revelation 1:14. The point I had made about um, the whole head being different sometimes from Revelation 1:14.
14?
1:14. And then somebody give me Daniel 7 and 9.
Grab Daniel 79.
I got
He gonna read it.
So this is just dealing with when Paul was bringing. So let me bring out the point. We're going to rewind to the. Wi-Fi signal. The teaching on that is he's talking about the top of the head, right? You can wear anything, just cut a hole out of the top. We're going to read this to show that um, your head being covered or not covered isn't just talking about, when it mentions the head, it's not just talking about the top of it. So read Revelation 1:14.
Book of Revelation, chapter 1, verse 14. His head and his hairs were white like wool and white as snow. And his eyes were as a flame of fire.
Now, so his head and hairs were white like wool, eyes as flame of fire. Now Daniel 7:9. That says his head and his hair. In Daniel 9, words it a little bit different.
The book of Daniel, chapter 7, verse 9. I beheld till the thrones were cast down, and the ancient of days did sit, whose garments were white as snow, and the hair of his head like the pure wool.
Mhm.
His
So,
throne was like the fiery flame, and his wheels as burning fire.
so the hair of his head like the pure wool. 1:14 describes his head and his beard. Daniel's calling it just his whole head. So the head isn't just referring to the top of your head. Your head is your head. It can be your hair, your face, it's your head. So when you uncover your head, you don't uncover your head by just cutting a hole in the top of your head. And that's the point that I'm trying to show. That when this talks about the head, it's not just referring to a small opening on the top, right? Isaiah 3:16.
it.
And read down to 20.
Wherever the Lord takes, because the daughters of Zion and haughty and walk with stretched forth necks and one eyes long and mincing
Uh-huh.
as they go and making a sleeping with their
With
feet.
their feet. And now watch this. Watch this. Go ahead.
Therefore the Lord will smite with a staff the crown of the men of the daughters of Zion.
So it said the Lord will smite with a scab the crown of the head of the daughters of Zion. It's being specific this time. It's letting you know that that's where they're going to get a scab on the crown of their head, meaning the top of their head. Nowadays, that's why our women, a lot of them can't grow hair, right? That's because of the disobedience. But he's saying specifically here, Yeah, I'm gonna smite the crown of your head. We don't find anywhere where it says cover everything but the crown of your head. Or if you cover the crown of your head, you're dishonoring your head. You don't find that. Keep reading.
And the Lord will discover your secret parts.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
In that day, the Lord will take away the bravery of their tinkling ornaments about their feet and their clothes and their round tires like the moon. The chain and the bracelets and the mufflers, the bonnets.
Hold on. The what? So what we're going into is the attire of women of Israel. This is going on to the next point to go into the same thing because we've we've shown that you don't find anywhere else in the Bible where it's a sin or a problem to pray, whatever, prophesy, and you have to have something, nothing on your head or cut a hole in the top. Also, a question would be, okay, well, do the women got to wear? Women don't need to wear head coverings now. That's not what I'm saying. That's not what the Bible says. You're going to see that it is our custom that women do wear head coverings. Though. This is what I'm going into is, should you run get a head covering because you're about to pray? Is the Bible saying that? It's not saying that. See, that's what a lot of people do. They walk around without a head covering on. Then, because I'm about to go pray in the corner, run and get a head covering. So the custom is women did cover their head, but you don't find anywhere where, oh, you about to go pray, go hurry up and put a towel on top of your head. You can't find your scarf. No, but so women, it's the custom that women wear head wraps. But why? Why would women wear head wraps amongst Israel? Submission to yeah. So other to honor the men. How? But by other men not being able to look on their beauty. That's modesty. The scriptures say that the women should dress modestly. It's a modest clothing to have your head covered. Because your true beauty, that's for your man as a woman. It's not for everybody else to see. Right? You go get your hair done, it's for your man. It's not for the next man. Same way with your body. You want to rock leggings, rock your leggings in the house while nobody else is around. Other than that, throw a dress on when you come outside and cover your goodly parts. Right?
Paul was contending with the 2025 woman.
Mhm.
This vanity tripping with this hair that they're wearing on. You see that the Most High, we read earlier, the Most High will cause a scabbing at the hair. But the Most High, you can see, look down on it, see that it's wicked. So Paul was trying to use a social issue. He posed a custom of men to deal with the social issue because the women were running like fire.
Mhm.
He was trying to humble them back down.
Yeah, and using their looks. And using their looks to get favor or authority or say whatever we see today, it's the same people. So what do our women use their beauty for today? Same thing. They take pride in it. Back then they took pride in it. That's why. So he's saying I'm must, like you said, must smite the crown of your head because y'all take pride in it. And then Paul said, let it not be your outward adornment, right?
It's a lot. When I read this,
Mm.
something here, the Corinthian girl. A Corinthian girl historically refers to a woman that's loose, with loose morals or prostitution.
Mm.
The term originated from the ancient Corinth reputation of sexual promiscuity and commercialized love in the 5th and 4th century BC. While the term can also be used for female companion, it was used by Plato to describe such women such there's debate about the extent of the temple prostitutes where the term was specifically applied to prostitutes in Corinth during the time of the Apostle Paul.
See, I like that. I like what you brought out because now that kind of throws in some more context of why is he writing this to the Corinthians? They would go to the temple and they would prostitute. Yeah, give temple offerings. They would come, showing themselves to try and get a man or whatever, right? And get tithes. Yeah, so why would Paul then why would he be writing this letter to the Corinthians that now, you're coming there to pray and you're not covered and you're dishonoring your head because you're there and you're praying and you're doing what? You're also tricking, right?
So much when Paul got into Corinth, he said, I got to get a job. He was a temple.
Mm-hmm.
He seen they were bucket. He got to get a job.
Right. Maybe. Yeah, maybe.
Yeah.
But yes, I like that. That definitely adds some context to the point, especially though with now the fact that Paul didn't teach against the law and changed the law, and we keep seeing the accounts of the priests wear the bonnets. David covered his head, then went and prayed. The idol priests, they go in their temples, they shave their heads and go uncovered to plead for their God. When you go into the scriptures, it doesn't take your hat off, you're about to pray. That doesn't add up for what it's saying here.
See that old ancient Ishmaelite spirit come on.
Mm-hmm.
These are people that they take on spiritual. With the hair in it, we got different things. They change vanity, kicks on high, and they become self-absorbed.
Yeah, and that's definitely what it's about. Like, women really go in, and it really gets to of utmost importance to have that hair done, to get and sit for hours. It can't do your hair, look decent. You need to go sit in the chair for 4 hours to have extravagant though. I don't think you really need to, but our women take pride in that. So
they take part in it. It's more like custom because these hairs were originally coming out of the Indian people.
Well, that's Elon.
Yeah, Elon.
Elon.
Elon. That here we are again.
Mm-hmm.
The human hair is bad to do anyway because when they sacrifice their hair for what is called a dharma. You know what I mean? And really their hair is cursed and they sacrifice it to Kali and Shiva. Kali being the goddess of death, and Shiva being the goddess of promiscuity. And on top of that, they go out and get drunk and put spirits on themselves, smoke marijuana. They call themselves divas, and Kali and Shiva are divas, Sanskrit goddesses.
And also going into the Greek culture, right? So going with what you brought out about the women. So the head covering for the women would be the what? Cover their beauty. It's not talking about, put on what the church women wear at church.
I know
they call it a crown, whatever. You got your nice hat for the day, your head's covered like the Christians do. Every, church grandma got her hat, right? No, whatever covering, it's a covering that's going to cover to keep people from seeing the beauty of the woman. And then why would it be dishonorable for a man to follow it? What did they do in Greece? They had men boys, right?
Yeah,
women, what do they call them? Lady boys. They would wear women veils. And they would dress like women. That's a dishonor to your head because you're the glory of the Most High. That's context to he's writing the letter to these people that are in the Greek city Corinth. And these are the things going on and that they're dealing with. And then the fact to go through the Bible, it doesn't back up the teaching with this verse. And then drop down to the bottom, he says, in the churches of God, we don't have that.
Don't be during class no more, bro. Y'all need to cut that out, man.
Yeah. Y'all know we eat after class. I don't even know why. But yeah. He says in the verse, we don't have that custom in church, guys. So obviously he's talking to a crowd and dealing with the issues they are dealing with. So yeah, did we finish verse 20 in Isaiah?
Verse 20, the bonnets and the ornaments of the legs, and the headbands and the tassels and the earrings.
So this is going into the covering the attire of women, which they also wore bonnets. They wore women garments, head bonnets or whatever, head pieces, but they wore them. It was a custom. So before we go back to the reading, I got some pictures too, but we're about to finish up this specific topic. But just to show, so it was our custom that women would cover their heads. Let's go to the book of Judith. Chapter 10, verse started 1 or 2. Let me see. Start at 1.
Chapter 10, verse 1, read. Read.
Book of Judith.
We'll read the verse 3. Read the 3.
Book of Judith, chapter 10, verse 3.
Verse 1.
1
He said 1, 2, 3.
Book of Judith, chapter 10, verse 1 through 3. Now after that, she had ceased to cry unto the God of Israel, and had made an end of all these words. She rose where she had fallen down, and called her maid, and went down into the house in the which she abode in the Sabbath day, and in her feast days, and poured off the sackcloth which she had on, and put off the garments of her widowhood, and washed her body all over with water, and anointed herself with precious ointment, and braided the hair of her head, and put on a tire upon it.
Put a what?
Put on a tire upon it.
That's a head cover. Go ahead.
And put on her garments of gladness, wherewith she had was glad for the life of Manasseh.
So Judith, she put on a head covering, right? We read in Isaiah the women wore garment ornaments and bracelets and did their hair, and they wore bonnets. They wore head coverings. Susan, go to Susanna chapter. It's only one chapter. Verse 32. Matter of fact, start at verse 1. I mean,
Susanna.
verse 1, 31. Susanna, verse 31, 32.
Chapter 1, 31, 32. So only one chapter. 31. 31 to 32 says.
The book of Susanna, chapter 1, verse 31. Verse 31. Now Susanna was a very delicate woman, and beauteous to behold. And these wicked men commanded to uncover her face. For she was covered.
For she was what?
For she was covered.
Go ahead.
That they might be filled with her beauty.
So Susanna covered her head and face so that what?
She appeared modest.
She appeared modest. That everybody couldn't look on her beauty. So don't get it confused. Women definitely should be wearing the head coverings, especially around men. That is our custom. But nowhere does it say, like, say you at your job and you forget your head wrap, you ain't wearing a head wrap, and you want to go pray during lunch. And you run and get a piece of paper to go in the closet or bathroom and put the paper on top of your head. So my head's covered. That ain't wrote nowhere.
Being over righteous.
Yeah, it's not wrote nowhere.
I'm saying.
You're right. It's over righteous, but And we can't even find it anymore. Can't find that written. Like, go run and get a paper. It's not talking about it. So pictures of bondage real quick. Like these things, this is it. This is
It's a
Israelite.
Scully pretty much.
Pretty much looks like a Scully. And then you did have the Demetrius. That's, or like the scripture said in Judith, the tire. Sometimes it's called a tire because what? It goes around your head like a tire. Wrap it like a tire. You can't think the tire don't just mean the thing filled with air that's on your vehicle. It's called a tire because it goes around the wheel. They got to do with the airing. But yeah, so that cat, and he's an Israelite. You see the fringes. Like, I doubt it's a hole in top of that. It could be, but that's a lot of fabric wrapped around.
She is in the desert. You might have left some air up in there.
This looks like looks like a Scully. This is a Israelite bonnet, and
I mean,
one of the main
it's the word hat in the scriptures, so that's probably a modern day hat. They probably just calling it a bonnet.
Right.
And ain't the bonnet like the women wear, them effeminate bonnets that people wearing there. It's a different. It's just, yeah.
Like, we don't think when you see the word bonnet that thing that the chicks wear when they got their hair done. It looks like they're about to bake cookies. And now you got men coming to the job and it's looking fruity as hell. But it be straight ones though. Like, it's the style now. I'm like, nah, take that off. But don't think about that just because you read bonnet.
Go get you a slouchy.
Like, you got men bonnets, you got women bonnets. This is a photo of a video that GMS had put out. They claim this is possibly an angel, and maybe he is. Scriptures do say entertain strangers because he could be entertaining an angel. But this is from the video, and they believed it to be an angel. But he was acting could be, but they were teaching the word. They were prophesying on the corner. This possible angel is behind him, and he's got his head covering on. And you see there's no hole in the top of it. There's no hole in the top of it. I shared that because they believe in the holding nothing on your head or holding top of your head covering belief too. But they claim that to be an angel. Well, that's an angel. Why don't he have it holding the top of his head cover if it's a sin not to? Oh, and this is a picture of some Jews in Upper Senegal, West Africa, from like 1930. Yeah, it says 1930. These men are descendants of the ancient Judean nation. Their ancestors fled from Jerusalem before the arrival of the Roman armies, which were under the command of Vespasian and General Titus in 70 AD. And this was in a book wrote by Edomite, by the way. And these guys are obviously not people that's over there today. But I'm sharing it for the head coverings they're wearing. They're calling these guys Jews that are descendants of those that flee from Judea. They actually look like Native American Indians. They just happen to be in Senegal, West Africa. But you see the head coverings they got kind of similar to what Josephus described. Because you can tell that the head pieces were made by wrapping linen or something, but then covered with a fabric to kind of hide the sewed together wrappings. But yeah, this is just a few examples of head coverings that our men would wear. And These guys removing the head caps because they're about to go pray or something. I don't think they were. That's something new. And Paul said the churches of God do not have that custom. And all over the scripture, we find it not being something that the Most High was against. Priests, Paul did it, but to each his own. I just think it's important that people understand, though, that it's not a sin. It's a custom that a lot of camps take on today, but it is not a sin. You can't show where it's a sin.
Jeremiah 31:22. How long wilt thou go about, O thy backsliding daughters? For Yahweh hath created a new thing in the earth. A woman shall compass a man. So even Jeremiah was talking about that the women got so loose. Paul is telling them, look, stand up, be men. Instead of cowards, it's time for you to rule over your own house. That's why he's over here cutting up. That skirt there is a little bit too tight. You need something loose. So he's showing you that of authority, and you should assume that in your house you have the responsibility to correct that woman and make sure that when she leaves the house she's in a modest position. Things like that. So by repeating, the woman is under the man is under Christ, just like the Most High groomed us. Our job is to groom her. And right now, what we're seeing in society, because society feels that we're dealing with, living amongst these heathens, under the oppression of these heathens, we have a system that promote our daughters to go out here.
Absolutely.
That's what we see today.
And we see in the church today, women go there and do what? These guys, they do all manner of abomination in the church. They come to church dressed to what? Attract men.
Yeah, so church was the whorehouse.
So Paul was talking about like those type acts. You coming and praying and prophesying as a woman, uncovered, coming to church with your body showing. You're dishonoring your head. Women are doing that, and they married in the church. Come to church with.
Yeah, that was awful. And then she in a magazine, and then they got the church name. I forgot what the name of the church was.
I forget.
I got an archive.
Yeah, we got. But it's like that. That's the crowd he was talking to. That's the point he was making. And men don't show up like the women, over modest, covering yourself. You're not the woman. She's supposed to come this way. She's supposed to be in modesty, in subjection to her head. You're supposed to come in subjection to Yahweh Shah.
And when we look at the woman, we see that in the areas where we were in our oppression or ruled over by other nations, this tendency for them to rule over our women is critical to be able to destroy the black family. If you imagine, Jacob has lost the right to be able to rule over his woman. And if he did, then you wouldn't have the Beyonce. You wouldn't have the red. It's because he needed to be able to pollute the daughters of Zion. But because we have no power here in this territory, that we got these small hats that are running down our so-called women, our Israelites, and perverting them so that they can hurt the nation.
Even just letting me back over that. That's one of the problems I had against this guy, Charlie Kirk. He was bringing out how the black woman was so-called tied to the welfare system, but he not bringing out how they made the black woman dependent on the slave master with the Willie Lynch letter and all that stuff, and then it was passed by generation of curses. And they're trying to subjugate Christian values with that. And then you got these coon Christian pastors, so many they trying to say, oh, he was a Christian man and he had values and he was speaking the truth. Well, it is the truth, but they set it up that way because it was systematic racism that was used against them, so that it is dependent on the welfare system that's given to us by the slave master. So he using propaganda and racism, but he trying to say that he not racist when he is using it as racism.
This is brought about by oppression.
Yes, absolutely.
Not a choice. It's directed by oppression.
And then on top of that, he's attacking our women too. He tried to say that Michelle Obama and Ketanji Brown, they wasn't educated enough to have their positions. They got into their positions through diversity, equity, and inclusion, when overall they had to qualify for their position anyway to even be considered. So he was propagating a lot of lies.
You didn't get on stage with either one of those.
Not at all. Not at all.
They were no.
He couldn't have got on stage with none of these brothers that know these scriptures, or nobody who has the knowledge that we have, because we would have shut that down, because we already know what we know. Where we at, bro?
Yeah, all right, we can go back to Leviticus.
Leviticus chapter 10 and verse 5. So they went near and carried them in their coats out of the camp, as Moses had said. And Moses said unto Aaron and to Eleazar and unto Ithamar, his sons, uncover not your heads, neither rend your clothes, lest ye die, unless wrath come upon all the people. But let your brethren, the whole house of Israel, bewail the burning which Yahweh have kindled. And ye shall not go out from the door of the tabernacle of the congregation, lest ye die. For the anointing oil of Yahweh is upon you. And they did according to the word of Moses. And Yahweh spake unto Aaron, saying, do not drink wine nor strong drink. Thou know thy sons with thee when you go into the tabernacle of the congregation, lest ye die. It shall be a statute forever throughout your generations.
So this is a commandment that when the Levites would do the service, they wasn't to drink wine or strong drink. And it's going to tell us why. Go ahead.
And that ye may put a difference between holy and unholy, between unclean and clean.
So, yeah, is it talking to the Levites? It's talking to the Levites. But for the reason that it gives, it shows us what? It's probably not wise to drink and teach. It's not wise to sit in front of a class and teach if you've been drinking wine and strong drink, or going out on the street to teach. Because the whole purpose is when you drink, it skews your mind and your ability to put that difference between holy and unholy, unclean and clean. And you just think about it. What are the effects of alcohol when you drink? It does away with your inhibitions, right? It puts on spirits, and that's a good point. Spirits, those spirits change depending on what point you're at in drinking, right? Quick side precept. Yeah, but it can be good. It can make it. You can have some drinks, and you're friendly. You're laughing. You're enjoying the fellowship with whoever you're with, your brothers, your friends, whoever, right? A complete stranger.
The death of a family member, wife.
Yeah.
Well, if you're in sorrow, you're supposed to drink to make your soul at ease. You know what I mean? Or if you're sick in the stomach, you're supposed to drink. But you're supposed to drink to be able to make merry, but you ain't supposed to be out here getting slosh-buckle drunk. You know what I mean? You're supposed to be falling all over the place. That's what idiots do. You know what I mean? We see it all the time out in our neighborhoods. You know what I mean? We see fools walking up and down the street drunk. There's some people that, sadly, in my neighborhood, I know what time it is by what time they go into the liquor store. And it's sad. Yeah. No, it was
yeah, but I just want to stick with the point of how it skews your ability to put the unclean from the clean, right? It can start out good. The liquor can have you communicating, socializing. Then it can also turn, like you said, it brings spirits. So them spirits can change in the midst of one sit down and drinking. It can start out with good spirits and fellowship and fun, and then it can turn into evil spirits of dissension and combat and hatred and forgetting that you're even friends. So I wanted to bring out that precept to show the effects of that wine and why it's not
What's the address here?
expedient for us, even though we're not Levites, to take part in the alcohol and teaching at the same time.
What's the address?
First Ezra 3, verse 18,
First Ezra 3:18.
down to 23.
The book of First Ezra, chapter 3, verse 18. And he said, "Thus, O ye men, how exceeding strong wine, because of all men to err that drink."
Some men.
All men.
All of us are susceptible to erring because of the drink. None of us are above it, right? Go ahead.
It maketh the mind of the king and of the fatherless child to be all one,
Mm-hmm.
of the bondman and of the free man, of the poor man and of the rich.
That's why y'all might not have been, but as adults, we've all been in different bars. And sometimes you go into the bar and everybody in the bar is like best friends. Cats buying drinks for people they don't even know, right? Everybody having a good time is as if they're from different walks. Rich dude, poor dude, straight dude, gay dude. Nobody think about nothing but having drinks and good time, right? And that's what it's saying, as if they were all of one, but they don't even know each other, right? Go ahead.
Okay, there we go. Oh shoot, that's what's going on. Can you hear us?
Because I'm having problems on my side.
Yeah, it shows like a spinning circle.
Yeah, you're not loading. I'm still on the screen. Yeah, there we go. Oh shoot, that's what's going on.
Now your mic's on mute. Now you can, I
Okay.
don't know what my problem is, but now they can hear you. They can hear you now. So go ahead.
All right. What we're saying is you should not be setting up drinking during the class, especially no 4-hour class, and y'all sit there and if y'all have a fifth of Hennessy and it be gone by the time class is over. That's not we're instructed not to do that specifically because number one, to pervert your judgment, and you're supposed to be in the spirit from the Most High to give out the word. Everybody got that? Okay, come on. The book of Leviticus, chapter 10, verse 10. And that ye may put a difference between holy and unholy, and between unclean and clean, and that ye may teach the children of Israel all the statutes which Yahweh have spoken unto them by the hand of Moses. And Moses spake unto Aaron and unto Eleazar and unto Ithamar his sons that were left. Take the meat offering that remaineth of the offerings of Yahweh made by fire, and eat it without leaven beside the altar, for it is most holy. And ye shall eat it in the holy place, because it is thy due, and thy sons' due of the sacrifices of Yahweh made by fire. For so I am commanded, and the wave breast and heave shoulder shall ye eat in a clean place, thou and thy sons and thy daughters with thee, for they be thy due and thy sons' due, which are given out of thy sacrifices of peace offerings of the children of Israel. The heave shoulder and the wave breast shall they bring with the offerings made by fire of the fat to wave it for a wave offering before Yahweh. And it shall be thine and thy sons with thee by a statute forever, as Yahweh have commanded it.
Right.
And Moses diligently sought the goat of the sin offering, and behold, it was burnt. And he was angry with Eleazar and Ithamar, the sons of Aaron, which were left alive, saying, wherefore have ye not eaten the sin offering in the holy place, seeing it is a most holy, and Yahweh have given it you to bear the iniquity of the congregation, to make atonement for them before Yahweh. Behold, the blood of it was not brought in within the holy place. Ye should indeed have eaten it in the holy place, as I commanded. And Aaron said unto Moses, behold, this day have they offered their sin offering and their burnt offering before Yahweh, and such things have befallen me. And if I had eaten the sin offering today, should I have been accepted in the sight of Yahweh? And when Moses heard that, he was content.
So what's going on here? The Aaron and his sons were supposed to eat of that sin offering. If they didn't, it was like they were rejecting the offering of the Lord. So Moses is mad at them because they didn't eat it. And Aaron's explained to them basically that he didn't feel worthy to eat it. That's why they didn't eat it, because of what happened to his son. So then when he explained that to Moses, he was content. Because this was set aside specifically for them. And to not eat it is like disrespecting God. That's what Moses was mad about, right? So he explained that. Moses was content. So yeah, we can go to the next chapter.
The book of Leviticus, chapter 11. And Yahweh spake unto Moses and to Aaron, saying unto them, speak unto the children of Israel, saying, these are the beasts which ye shall eat among all the beasts that are on the earth. Whatsoever parteth the hoof and is cloven footed and cheweth the cud among the beasts.
So now we're going into the dietary law, right? But
Whatsoever parteth the hoof and is cloven footed and cheweth the cud among the beasts, that shall you eat. Nevertheless, these shall you not eat of them that chew the cud, or of them that divide the hoof, as the camel, because he cheweth the cud, but divideth not the hoof. He is unclean unto you. And you go to a lot of these Arab countries, you can get you some camel hoof stew or some camel hump soup or whatever they eating, and they divvying up the camel and they eating the camel, and they supposed to be following the law, statutes, and commandments. And it says in the Quran that they supposed to be following Torah and the prophets, which are written in the first 5 books of the Bible for them to do. So if you're supposed to be following Torah, how you gonna set up to eat some camel hoof stew? That show you right there, the Muslims in the Quran is off, sitting there eating that stuff like that, when you're told not to do it according to their word. And the Cooney, because he cheweth the cud, but divideth not the hoof, he is unclean unto you. And the hare, because he cheweth the cud, but divideth not the hoof, he is unclean unto you. You go down south, you're gonna see a lot of people rabbit and stuff like that that said that we ain't supposed to be eating this stuff. Thus saith the Lord. So the Most High told you not to eat it, don't eat it. Verse 7, this is a tough one, man. A lot of Christians don't like this one right here. They really don't want to hear. They still want to be eating some chitlins. We call them booty noodles. They want to be eating this nasty slave slop right here. And the swine, though he divideth the hoof and be cloven footed, yet he cheweth not the cud. He is unclean to you. And no matter how much your pastor tell you, you're going to pray over this swine, you're going to have your ham hocks cooked up with your collard greens, and you're going to say a prayer all over the congregation, it does not matter. It is unclean to you. Somebody give me Isaiah 65, and we're going to read 2 to 7. Please. Baba Kashah. Come on, bring it out like a lion.
I have spread out my hands all the day unto rebellious people.
Who? He spread out his rebellious people. Come on.
Which walketh in a way that was not good after their own thoughts. A people that provoketh me to anger.
What does provoke mean?
Trying to make somebody mad.
Yeah, come on.
Me to anger
Continually.
To my face, that sacrifices and gardens.
What do these gardens represent? Does anybody know what these gardens represent? These gardens represent these denominations and false churches. Come on.
And furnace and
yeah.
Upon altar
of
brick, for which we made among the graves and the laws.
What does the graves represent? What do these graves represent? Y'all don't know Ezekiel? You don't know what the graves are? Niall, you don't know what these graves are? These graves represent you walking amongst the congregation of the dead. Come on.
Lodge in the
monuments. What are these monuments they talking about again? Do you know? Nobody know what these monuments are? The who? They're the churches. These monuments is the churches. We lodging in these monuments. Go ahead.
What eat swine's flesh?
Even what?
Swine.
So these people are in these monuments, they eating swine's flesh. They cooking these chitlins on Sunday dinner. Got your ham served up, these green beans and stuff. Pork chops, maybe. I don't know.
Fish fries.
Having fish fries.
Like how you do a big sale to get money for the church, doing fish fries.
Yeah, dirty catfish.
Catfish.
We ain't got that yet.
Doing barbecues with
baby back ribs on there. Pig roast.
Pig roast.
On a spit.
Doing pig roast. Right? Churches be doing this. Praying over it and just like the scripture says, behind the garden.
Go ahead, read.
In broth
Abominable.
abominable things is in your vessels.
So what is some of this abominable broth that you think these people eating? Abominable broth? Yeah, what's an abominable broth that's popular amongst a lot of people down south? Say what? Gumbo. Yes, that's an abominable broth.
Don't they do muskrat soup up here?
Muskrat soup. Yeah, they do that too.
Turtle
Yep.
soup.
Turtle soup. What else is another abominable broth? Son, you lived in New England. What's abominable broth that they eat good in New England?
I know this one. Clam chowder.
Clam chowder. Yep. That's abominable broth. Come on.
What say stand by thyself, come not near to me, for I am holier than thou.
Now stay still. They said, come not near me, stand by thyself. I am holy to thou. That means I'm gonna sit here and I'm gonna pray over this thing, and God gonna make what He told me not to eat clean, even though He told me not to eat it. I'm gonna pray over this pig feet. I'm gonna pray over this crab boil, this shrimp boil with the corn in it and all that stuff. And we're gonna pray that you go over there with that Muslim stuff. Because that's what a lot of people say to you when you tell them that you don't eat no swine or they shouldn't eat it. Go over there with that Muslim stuff. This is the Old Testament. You know what I mean? This is in the Bible. You know what I mean? So if He tell you not to do it, that means not to do it. Somebody get me Psalms 40 and 7, and somebody get me Hebrews 10 and 7. You hold that. You hold that, okay? Where we at? Where I told you to read. What verse we at? What verse are we at? Yeah.
Verse 5.
Okay, we got 2 more to go, but we're gonna hold that. What do it say? What you got? Read the Psalms verse first. Psalms 40 and 7. Yeah, read it. Read it loud too, so they can hear you. Psalms 40 and 7, sir.
Psalms 40 verse 7. And I said, lo, I come in the volume of the book.
No, he just come in the Torah.
In the volume of the book.
No, he just come in the Apocrypha.
In the volume of the book that is written to me.
Go ahead.
I delight to do thy, O God, here.
I will.
Thy will, O God, here.
So we supposed to be delight to do the Most High's will. The Most High's will is that you don't sit there and eat that swine. But you ain't gonna be able to tell your average person caught up in Christianity that because they conscience is seared with a hot iron. Go ahead, Marcus, read what you got, baby.
Hebrews chapter 10, verse 7.
Go ahead.
It said, lo, I come in the volume of the book that is written of me to do thy will.
Oh, no, it's not in the New Testament, and it's the same thing written in the New Testament. Read it again.
In the volume of the book that is written of me to do thy will, O God.
So it says that it's written of us to do thy will in the New Testament, that He come in the volume of the book. That means He come in the whole circumference of the book. So what's written before that time is written for you to do. Now go back to this real quick.
Deep or smoke in my nose.
So it says it's like a smoke in his nose. You ever smell the smoke? Don't it piss you off when you smell somebody smoking a cigarette? Like, damn, that's irritating, ain't it? Most High said it's a smoke in his nose. Go ahead.
Fire that furnace all day.
So you ever watch the cartoon of somebody on fire, like they heated up and mad, and smoke come up out his head because he's so angry? That's how mad you making the Most High when you eating the swine's flesh. You making him an angry God at you. You finished that? That's 7? Go ahead, keep reading.
Behold, it is written for me, I will not keep silence, but will become
Recompense.
even into their
Bosom.
your
Iniquity.
and the iniquities of your fathers together.
So the Most High say He's gonna recompense your iniquities to your bosom. Do y'all know what that means? If you eat this swine, He gonna recompense it to your bosom. Nael, you don't know what that means? He gonna recompense your iniquities to your bosom. Tell me what you think it is. It ain't no wrong answer, and if you're wrong, we're gonna give you the proper answer. Tell me what you think it means.
Wait, what's the verse say?
Read it again.
Read it again.
7.
7.
Your iniquities and the iniquities of your fathers together, saith the Lord, which have burned in
No. Start at 6. I'm sorry. Yeah.
Behold, it is written before me, I will not keep silent, but will recompense and recompense to your bosom.
He said he's gonna give you a recompense to your bosom.
Recompense. What's recompense mean?
Yes.
Payback. So it's not necessarily a punishment. Because if you do good, now it's a reward. It's your payback. So now what do you think it is?
He said he's gonna recompense it to your bosom. Do you know what your bosom is? Do you know what your bosom is? No. Your bosom is your torso. What's in your torso? What else? What else? It's all your organs, your vital organs. So the Most High said, if you eat this unclean, filthy pig, he gonna recompense it to your bosom. That means you're gonna get disease and all that thing. What's like common diseases that Black and Hispanics suffer from, and we leading it right now because we eating swine's flesh. Diabetes. What else? Cancer. What else? High blood pressure. Come on. What else? No, high blood pressure. That's what's caused from eating swine, not low blood pressure. Clogging of the arteries. Stroke. Cardiac disease. Yeah, heart disease. You're absolutely correct. Parasites.
So X-ray dude had parasites all through his body, not just in the organs. His flesh. He had the X-rays showed parasites all through.
The crazy part about eating this swine is that when you eat the swine, it's got a living worm in it, no matter how much you cook it, called trichinosis. So if you putting it in, you ingesting this swine into your body, you putting this trichinosis in your body. It's been incidents where they've let people's body decompose and they've been eating swine. And then the parasites from the swine, they done laid the eggs in the person's brain. And then they brain, these worms hatch, and you can see all the worms eating their way out of this brain. And you got this in your body while you alive. You know what I mean? That's crazy. That means you might got something up there messing with your brain because you eating this swine that we was commanded not to do. I'm going to go back to the reading. And it says, and the swine, though he divideth the hoof, and he be cloven-footed, yet he cheweth not the cud. He is unclean to you. Of their flesh shall you not eat, and their carcasses shall ye not touch. They are unclean to you. So if you got like this boar bristle brush and stuff, I say get rid of it. It's the dead cells of a pig. You know how you like brothers be out there and they like to have a wave brush and stuff like that? You gotta check it and make sure it's not a boar bristle brush. Because if you got this brush and you brushing your hair with it and it's a boar bristle brush, you making yourself unclean. Try and get some waves, try and look like a dapper Dan, but you putting this stuff in your hair and these bristles are breaking off, sticking to you. That come from a nasty ass boar.
They offer other options.
Yeah, you can get a nylon bristle brush.
And look at this. Hold on. There we go.
You found the pig's brain?
No, the woman poured the Coke on.
Oh, yeah. I forgot about that.
Poured the Coke on the pork. Now she's flicking the little parasites that's popping up out of the pork.
Y'all see that? Oh, it's not on the screen. I thought it was on the screen over there.
I'll show it to y'all later. But, everybody watching, they can see. Yeah, but she poured the Coke on it and the parasites start popping up.
Okay, that.
That's why it says it's unclean to you. That means like he was going over how's it going to affect you inside your body if it's unclean? It's going to give you diseases. It's going to give you ailments, bowel disorders, you name it. Right? Like what you say about the parasites?
Yeah, they're going to hatch in you.
Parasites hatch in you. Parasites aren't killed just by stomach acid or digestion.
Not only
That
that,
doesn't kill parasites.
if you are overweight, like a lot of us are in this country, you know, it's like the biggest leading country with the most obesity, and you got a lot of backed up excretion, which is fecal matter in your intestines. These worms can lay these eggs in your intestines because this is the stuff they like to eat. And I've seen a surgery where they had to cut up somebody's intestines and pull this worm out that's living in them from eating that swine. Because number one, they're eating way too much. And then you got this, you giving them a harvesting ground right in your body where this worm can lay these eggs and eat your fecal matter and everything that you eat. And when they pull this worm out, this worm was like 20 feet long that they pull out of somebody's intestines. You go on YouTube and look at it. That's crazy, man. But our people still hard headed. They're gonna eat that swine.
That's exactly what it means. That it's unclean for you. Show me somebody that lives off of modestly eating clean meat and fruit, a heavy fruit and vegetable diet. They got all these parasites, got all these health problems. You can't. It's going to be rare to find it, and if you do find it, they can tell you that they haven't defiled themselves with what they eat, but they probably have. That's how they got the Most High said it's unclean too. So if you're eating things that's not living is going to affect you negatively. Just like if you're in a gas tank of a car, it doesn't belong in the tank. It's made to process that sugar. That car does what? It breaks down. It's the same. Your body is a machine. It's the most advanced technological uh, creation machine on earth. And Most High, who made it, gave instructions what not to put in it.
Huh. Not only that, this swine is one of the most despicable animals out there. There's also another video out there where this swine was sitting there eating a dead dog and going to town on this dead dog. This dog, this animal's gonna eat whatever is there to eat that's around, even other pigs. You know what I mean? Survival of the fittest with this animal. If that pig laid and it died, the pig gonna sit there and eat that pig. Out in these Midwest farms, or even in Texas and in places like that where it's really, really a hot climate, and they got diamondbacks and rattlers down there, what they do is they put the pig in there with the rattlesnake so that the pig can eat the rattlesnake because the pig is so toxic that if the rattlesnake bites this pig, the pig won't survive.
That's why they were made with a purpose. That's why it's good if you can get a pig, you have land, you can afford pigs, get you some pigs and keep them alive and let them do their job. And when they die, bury them and be unclean until they eat them. Don't cook them, bury them. Or maybe let the other pigs eat them because they'll get rid of it for you too.
There was some Edomite who just got charged for feeding some pigs about 2 or 3 sisters.
Mm-hmm.
Oh man,
That's
I saw that on a movie.
Yeah, said the best way to get rid of a dead body, feeding the pigs. That's listen. I don't think the Most High made it for that, but the body of dead animals. He gave all these animals. They have a job in basically cleaning up the earth. As we read down, the fish, the birds, the prey. What do they eat? Vultures, you see them on the side of the road all the time. Eat what? Dead carcass.
All up in the car.
They clean that. They clean the earth for these things. When Moses said he going to bring down his wrath and kill millions, he said they'd be what? Food for the vultures.
Yep. Meat for the birds.
The birds are going to clean that land because all these dead bodies is unclean, right? Over time, them dead bodies ain't going to be there no more. You can walk through and you'll be clean still. He made the earth to be able to sustain itself. Technically, we don't need garbage disposal. Technically, we don't need landfills. He gave us animals to devour our trash, our garbage. The pig is one of them. And then, like the camel, he gave us transportation, natural U-Hauls, right? Camel can go for how long?
For a long time without water.
Without water. And where are they mostly at? Desert area.
Yep.
You need to get from A to B is 300-mile journey. Hop on the back of a camel, you're good to go. With all your belongings being pulled behind you.
All the caravan. Yep.
So when the scriptures say that all things were made for good, scriptures like that, they were. The pig, all of these unclean animals. This is letting us know they have a job, but they're not for food. But
The book of Leviticus, chapter 11, verse 9. These ye shall eat of all that are in the waters, whatsoever hath fins and scales in the waters, in the seas and in the rivers, them shall ye eat. And all that have not fins and scales in the seas and in the rivers, of all that move in the waters, and of any living thing which is in the waters, they shall be an abomination unto you.
like we were saying, they do the same thing with the pig on earth, the vultures, these fish that don't have fins and scales. Just think about a fish tank, something you can have in your living room. You're going to need what? An algae eater. And you go to the store, that's that ugly looking thing that ain't got no fins or scales, but you put them in your tank with the fish that do, and he going to go around, and if you don't have them, the walls of your tank, the glass is going to turn green, but since you got a couple of them, that thing going to stay clean because he's going to eat all that gook, all that dirt. Same thing with catfish. They're going to eat the filth that's in the waters, the clams. They're going to do their job to keep the water clean. The shrimp, the lobster, all of them have a job that keeps the water clean and unpolluted.
It's a video out too with these clams and these oysters. And like after watching this video, if anybody eat clams and oysters, I don't know what you were thinking. It's a video where they got a fish tank. It's about a 50-gallon tank, and they put clams, oysters, and mussels in the bottom of this tank, and they put sewage water in there. And in 20 minutes, they made the water clear. And you sitting here eating this stuff like it's a delicacy. You know what I mean? And you already know what shrimp, crabs, and lobsters do. You know what I mean? And the catfish is disgusting. You can poop in the water, it's going to come up and just swim up there and eat it. Just like that. That's why the Most High tell you don't eat certain stuff. But we don't want to listen. We want to eat these catfish nuggets and stuff like that. Want to eat these nasty shrimps. Now, I ain't gonna lie, I was guilty. I used to love me a shrimp. Shoot, back in the day, man, I get off my job, I get me an 8-pound bag of shrimp and put lemon butter on there and mix it in with some pasta, man. But the Most High said not to eat that thing. We're not gonna eat that thing no more. And now it stink to me. You know what I mean? Told you not to do it.
Another fish to be concerned about is the swordfish.
Yeah.
Because when it's young, it has fins and scales.
Yeah, it's unclean to you. Yeah. Shark, you ain't supposed to eat that.
Eat it while it's young.
Yeah, you gotta get my young. Esau tell you if it's young or old.
Nah. Come. We had some brothers out here teaching that tuna was unclean. But tuna got fins and scales. And they're just saying, oh, it got tiny scales. It don't matter whether the fins is tiny or not. It say fins and scales.
True. That's something we do. Just make stuff up. It's too small. Where does it say that? It's got to have it. But there's some tuna don't.
I don't
don't.
know. The ones that I've seen that's been clean in front of me, they've had scales on them.
That's it. You can go back.
And all that have fins and scales in the seas and in the water rivers, all that move in the waters, and any living thing which is in the waters, they shall be abomination unto you. They shall be even an abomination unto you. You shall not eat of their flesh, but you shall have their carcasses in abomination. Whatever have no fins nor scales in the waters, that shall be an abomination unto you. And these are they which ye shall have in abomination among the fowls. they shall not be eaten. They are an abomination unto you. The eagle, and the ostrich, and the osprey, and the vulture, and the kite, and after his kind, every raven after his kind, and the owl, and the nighthawk, and the cuckoo, and the hawk after his kind, and the little owl, and the cormorant, and the great owl, and the swan. Now, what a lot of people don't know with the swan is a family unto himself of aquatic creatures. So, what is related to these swans that you also cannot eat because it's in their family?
Duck.
The duck, the goose, and the geese, mallards and stuff like that. You cannot eat them because they are covered by being in the swan family. Okay?
And they all, you notice they're all predatory birds, right? All these birds are predatory. Is that the right word?
Yeah.
Predatory birds, all of them, right? Including the swan, because it looks peaceful and all, it's floating on the water, it looks so pretty, and because it's eating its prey is fish.
Yes.
Still, the other birds they flying on land, they swooping down, grabbing, they can see from miles away. The swan knows all the fish can smell the fish outside the water, and its prey is the fish. They all predatory, but
And the bat, Salakia. And the stork, the heron, and her kind, and the lapwing, and the bat, and the fowls that creep going upon all fours shall be an abomination unto you. Yet these may ye eat of every flying creeping thing that goeth upon all four, which have legs above their feet, to leap without upon the earth. Even these of them ye may eat. The locust after his kind, and the ball locust after his kind, and the beetle after his kind, and the grasshopper after his kind. Y'all gonna try some grasshoppers with me one day? They make grasshopper tacos in Philly.
I will after a couple of drinks. Couple of drinks.
I've been in these Mexican stores too. They sell the grasshopper and the lollipop. You can get that too. You can eat it. The Most High says clean. Thank you. I mean, it ain't a roach. You ain't gonna eat no roach, right? Nah.
Chocolate covered grasshopper.
Yeah, chocolate covered grasshoppers. Yeah, they say it's pretty good. But all other Salakia, yeah, verse 23. But all other flying creeping things which have 4 feet shall be an abomination unto you. And for these ye shall be unclean. Whosoever toucheth the carcass of them shall be unclean until the even. And whatsoever beareth aught of the carcass of them shall wash his clothes and be unclean until the even.
I was just thinking about something I seen yesterday. One it said 4-leg flying creeping thing. One I can think of is the praying mantis. Because even though you don't see them flying, but they can fly.
Yes.
When they jump, you flick them, you're gonna fly away, right? The video I saw is they tend to get a parasite. It's like when he comes out, the parasite be like that long, right? It comes out when you pour water on the prayer mantis. So this parasite goes into prayer mantis, like kind of forces the prayer mantis to water to drown the prayer mantis. That's how it takes over the prayer mantis. It directs it to water. That's why if you pour water on the parasite, it just come out on its own. But it takes over prayer mantis. I believe it said it like plants its eggs in the prayer mantis, whatever like that. But just think about that goes into the category of these 4-leg flying creeping things that's unclean to eat. I don't know if that's something to do with it, but it's just funny that I saw that like yesterday. And I've never seen that be a problem with the ones that are listening.
And it's definitely a predatory bug. I mean, they even got a kung fu style named after it. You know what I mean? Gonna hit you with that mantis style. You know what I mean? So you definitely shouldn't be eating it.
And I was watching Marco Polo. It's about the Genghis Khan kingdom. Um, these nobles amongst the Chinese back then. That's China, I think so. Anyway, they might still do it today, but they would get the praying mantis and they would fight the praying mantis in like a little bowl, similar to a cockfight with the praying mantis. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, honey and locust was his meat. Yep.
All right. Go back.
And for these ye shall be unclean. Whosoever toucheth the carcass of them shall be unclean until the evening. So if you gotta bury one of these animals or something, because it might be an instance where you're gonna have to get rid of the carcass of some unclean beast, you're gonna have to get showered up, and then you still unclean until the evening. And whosoever beareth aught of the carcass of them shall wash his clothes and be unclean until the evening. The carcasses of every beast which divideth the hoof and is not cloven footed, nor cheweth the cud, are unclean unto you. Every one that toucheth them shall be unclean. And whatsoever goeth upon his paws among all manner of the beasts that go on all four, those are unclean unto you. Whosoever toucheth their carcasses shall be unclean until the evening. And he that beareth the carcass of them shall wash his clothes and be unclean until the evening. They are unclean unto you. These also shall be unclean unto you among the creeping things that creep upon the earth, the weasel, the mouse, and the tortoise after his kind. So no turtle soup.
No muskrat soup.
No muskrat soup.
Turtle soup. Possum soup.
And I don't know why you would want to eat a mouse. You know what I mean? You go over in India, they got this temple, and they just dedicated straight to the mouse. And they even got the mice running through like this milk bath, and the mice is going to the bathroom in it, and they thinking something holy and got some medicinal purposes about it. And they even drinking this milk. And you can see these little mouse pellets in the milk that they drinking. Something disgusting.
I remember reading, this was about 5 to 6 years ago, when they were getting ready to have the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
They had an order that came into America of over 600 tons.
What?
Super Bowl serving.
For Super Bowl serving? Oh, that was Gary serving his chicken.
Serving it. That's why they brought it in.
Who, the Indians did?
It came in, or it came in from India. 600 tons. So you getting that chicken on a stick, you need to know what it is.
Oh, Jesus Christ, man, Lord. God help us.
Tons of it. 600 tons.
And the ferret, and the chameleon, and the lizard. So you ain't supposed to be eating no lizard and after this kind. So that means no gator nuggets either. And you got a lot of people down south that like to eat fried alligator and alligator pie and stuff like that. Say it tastes like chicken. I accidentally ate it. I forgot where I was. I was in Florida, and I was at 7-Eleven, and it said gator jerky. And me being not aware of my surroundings, like about 20 years ago, I thought it was just the name brand of the jerky, gator jerky. You know what I mean? So I had already started eating it. I was like, damn, man, this jerky good as hell, man. What's in this jerky that's making it taste so good? And I read it, and it said alligator. And it was the first ingredient that was it. And then I was so baffled by it. I had to go back and read it again. Like, nah, it didn't say that. And I read it. And sure enough, you can go in one of the stores down south, and if you're not reading it, it's going to be real alligator jerky. And it's going to look like beef jerky. So be careful when you're in Florida that you're not eating alligator jerky. And
it's not a brand name.
It's not a brand name. It's not a brand name.
Oh, it's Florida.
Yeah.
It's this.
And it was dead ass gator jerky. And after I realized what I was eating, I couldn't eat it no more. You know what I mean? It just instantly, I couldn't eat it no more. You know what I mean? It was actual real life alligator jerky. So yeah,
Like if you're at the Croc store in Florida, you go to the register, they got some jerky. It says Croc jerky.
don't eat it.
Yeah, it's not a clever brand name. It's because it's crocodile. They
Yeah,
got crocodile in Florida.
yeah, it's crocodiles there.
All right. Croc jerky. Nah, that's not a brand. It's not a clever brand name. It's actual crocodile.
In Mexico, Salaki in Mexico, escargot is
Yeah,
Snails. We was about to read. Yeah, I know. Yeah, cats make cats. Snail soup. Look up snail soup. Looks disgusting, but people eat it. They love it. It's disgusting.
yes, French dish.
It be in there, and they keep the snails in the shell. It's just,
Yep,
ugh.
I work in a hotel and they've done it, and they take it and they take the snails and they make a paste out of it, a green paste, and they put eggs in it, and it coagulates, and they put it right back in the shell and serve it like that, and it look nasty. And they put what's the name of that sauce called? It's not a hollandaise. It's called a verde sauce, and it's kind of like a hollandaise sauce. And they mix it with something that's green. I want to say fennel. I'm not sure. And they blend it up in the blender. Then they take it and they drip it across it, man. It just don't look right, man. It don't look right. You know what I mean? That's called a Bernaise sauce. You know what I mean? And oh man, I don't know how they can eat it, man. It just look gross, man. And you sit there and you got this coagulated snail with this gooey sauce across your dressing. You know what I mean? They call that delicacy. But and okay, where we at? It says in the lizard and the snail and the mole. I don't know why somebody want to eat a mole for. This thing look nasty. It's a little thing, and they got like these little. They're not whiskers, like little tentacles hanging out his mouth. I don't even know why you want to eat this mole for. Like that. That's just gross in itself.
I just saw a video over in China. They doing rats. They fattening up these rats, like obesity type fattening up. They fattening up these rats.
Oh yeah, I saw that. And they got them in the crates and stuff.
Yeah,
they making them all grass
like
fed.
a mole, but with the rat parts, because the mole look kind of fat, like and obese, like the rats they doing over in Asia now, right? And yeah, this mole, man. Ugh. Yeah, who want to eat that?
Yeah, show up to them real quick.
Y'all see it? Yeah, got all them claws, that crazy looking beak, snout. Just looks hideous. That's the delicacy with some people. Ugh. Yeah, I'm good.
Verse 32. And upon whatsoever any of them, when they are dead, though fail, it shall be unclean, whether it be any vessel of wood, of raiment, or skin, or sack, whatsoever vessel it be, wherein any work is done, it must be put into water, and it shall be unclean until the even. So it shall be cleansed. And every earthen vessel whereunto any of them falleth whatsoever it is in, it shall be unclean, and ye shall break it.
So what's an earthen vessel? They made from like clay, earth, molded from the earth. So a wood vessel, like it said, or a sack or skin or raiment, you can clean that. But if you got, we don't really eat out of this stuff. But if you do, you got some, bowls that were made from pottery or whatever. Creeping thing fall, you find these dead insects in it. You gotta break that. It's gotta go.
It's no good unto you.
Can't watch that. Go ahead.
Of all meat which may be eaten, that on which such water cometh shall be unclean, and all drink that may be drunk in every such vessel shall be unclean, and everything whereupon any part of their carcass falleth shall be unclean, whether it be oven or ranges. For pots there shall be broken down, for they are unclean. and shall be unclean unto you. Nevertheless,
And real quick, the ovens and ranges they using back then ain't what we got. Like you can't break the stove we got in the house. That's something that can be washed. Because same way it just lets you know that like metal pots and pans can be washed. That's what our stoves are made out of. These stoves ain't what we got in our kitchen. So if you
they will make like clay
at home
ovens.
and you see that these unclean bugs and stuff dead in there. Don't trip out. Like damn, now my stuff's unclean. Just clean it.
It's not uncommon to see Esau sharing his food, the same spoon with his dog.
Oh yeah, cat on the counter while you making food.
You can type this
Man,
out.
these cats, come on, man. They kiss in the mouth.
Yeah,
So
they all in the mouth.
they completely even bypass the spoon. They let them lick their lips and ugh. No more profane or fornicator as Esau. But
Nevertheless, a fountain or pit wherein there is plenty of water shall be unclean, but that which toucheth their carcass shall be unclean. And in any part of their carcass fall upon any sowing seed, which it is be sown, it shall be unclean. So if you have crops and vegetables and an animal die near that stuff that's unclean, your crops and your food is unclean too. And if any beast of which ye may eat die, he that toucheth the carcass thereof shall be unclean until the even. And he that eateth of the carcass of it shall wash his clothes and be unclean until the even. He also that beareth the carcass of it shall wash his clothes and be unclean until the even. And every creeping thing that creepeth upon the earth shall be an abomination. It shall not be eaten. Whatsoever goeth upon the belly, and whatsoever goeth upon all four, or whatsoever have more feet among all creeping things that creepeth upon the earth, them ye shall not eat, for they are abomination unto you. So no millipede and no centipedes like you see these Chinese people eating. Don't eat it. These little curl bugs and stuff. Don't eat it. They got hundreds of feet. I don't know why you would want to eat it, man. I just seriously don't know what would make you want to eat this thing. Yeah, I mean, you just look at a centipede or a millipede. You want to eat that? You want to eat that? You shall not make yourself abominable with any creeping thing that creepeth, neither shall ye make yourselves unclean with them, that ye shall be defiled thereby. So if you're eating these crabs and these shrimps and all this stuff, you're making yourself unclean. And women, you really shouldn't eat it because it ain't going to make you smell good in your hind parts. You know what I mean? For I am Yahweh, your power. Ye shall therefore sanctify yourselves, and ye shall be holy, for I am holy. Neither shall ye defile yourselves with any manner of creeping thing that creepeth upon the earth. For I am Yahweh that bringeth you out of the land of Egypt to be your power. You shall therefore be holy, for I am holy. This is the law of the beast and of the fowl and everything living that moveth upon in the waters, and every creature that creepeth upon the earth, to make a difference between the unclean and the clean, and between the beast that ye may be eaten and the beast that may not be eaten. So the Most High said, you shall not eat certain things, and we shall keep it. Now, is there a punishment that we just went over, the fleshly punishment for eating these things? But I need one of y'all to pull up Isaiah 66, 15, and 17. We're going to see if condemnation come with this.
You said 17?
Isaiah 66, 15 through 17. Ezekiel, you read it. I want you to read it strong. Isaiah 66, 15 through 17.
Last chapter of Isaiah.
I want you to read this strong. Because a lot of people, they don't think there's nothing coming with eating this swine. It's nothing coming with eating abominable food such as crabs, shrimp, lobster, catfish. They don't think nothing is coming with it. even though they already suffering, as we read in Isaiah 65, from heart disease, heart attacks, strokes, high blood pressure, clogged arteries. They don't think nothing's coming. What else is coming? We get ready to read.
Book of Isaiah, chapter 66, verse 15.
Come on.
For behold, the Lord will come with fire, and with his chariots like a whirlwind.
So the Most High is coming with fire and his chariots like a whirlwind. That means he's coming with the angels and their chariots, which a lot of people going to say is UFOs, but we're calling them identified flying objects because we know that they're the chariots of the Lord, and he's coming with fire. Go ahead.
To render his anger with
He going to do what?
To render his anger with fury, and his rebuke with flames of fire.
So he coming with his rebuke of flames of fire. That sounds like hellfire. Come on.
For by fire and by his sword will the Lord plead with all flesh.
Now, hold on. Does that mean he going to plead with y'all? He going to say, please, please put down that pork. Please, please put down them crab balls. Is that what that means? Nah, that's not what it means, because he already pleaded with you with the word when he already gave you the warning and told you not to do it. Read it again.
For by fire and by his sword will the Lord plead with all flesh.
So he said he's going to plead with all flesh. That means he's going to make his case with his sword in the fire. Come on.
And the slain of the Lord shall be many.
So many people going to die because they misled and they thinking they can eat this swine. They can eat of these abominable foods. They can eat this shrimp, this crab, this lobster, this muskrat, this raccoon, possum, gumbo. They think it's okay to do it. Go ahead.
They that sanctify themselves and purify themselves.
Those that think that you holier than thou, that you're going to just sit here and pray over this crab and this swine and these chitlins. Go ahead.
In the gardens behind one tree.
In these churches, behind this Christianity, which is the one tree, in these gardens representing these many denominations. Come on.
Eating swine's flesh.
Eating what?
Eating swine's flesh.
Come on.
And the abomination.
And the what?
And the abomination.
And we just read what was abominable unto you. Everything that's within the paragraphs and in these scriptures in Leviticus 11. This is abomination unto you. Go ahead.
And the mouse.
And the what?
And the mouse.
And the mouse. Your muskrat, your rabbits, your nutria, people eating that down south in Louisiana, stuff like that. Go ahead.
Shall be consumed together, saith the Lord.
So the Most High said you're going to be consumed together by the flame and by the fire if you continue in your ways. Brother Gamar, you got anything to add to that?
Did you add the fact this is the last judgment that we're reading about? This is the last judgment. So how could, if this is the last judgment, how can Yahushua came and clean the unclean food if when he returns, he's coming to put to death those that are still being disobedient to the dietary laws that the Father gave to us? How could that be? That makes zero sense. We're reading about the return of Christ. And when he comes back with his sword. And it's saying those that are still eating the swine, which is a good majority of Black and Hispanics, they go to church and their pastors teach them, Jesus cleaned that. Read Acts 10. How can you call something common or unclean that I've made clean? Read Matthew chapter 11 or Mark chapter.
They're going to say Matthew 15. They're going to say that.
15. It's like 15. Read Matthew chapter 15. It said that what comes out of a man makes him unclean, not what goes in it.
Or they're going to go to Acts 10 and try to bring up the story of Cornelius. They're going to try to bring that up.
But then when he comes back, you found sanctifying yourself, praying over it, right? Sanctifying yourself because your pastor told you so, and you get put to death. How does that make sense?
A couple weeks ago, me and my son, we pulled up and we was at the bread place, and there was this lady, and she had told me she had just got one of her arteries scraped, and I had told her, it's time for you to quit eating swine. And then the other lady was with her. She gonna say, no, Jesus made that clean. He cast demons in this pig, and then he washed them in the water so we can eat it. I ain't never heard such nothing like that, never till that day. I done heard the scriptures that we done named, but this lady said, I had to ask. I said, book, chapter, verse. When did this happen? You know what I mean? Because I was so baffled that she would even think that Christ cast demons in a pig and then cast them in the water so it can wash it so you can eat it. He cast demons in a pig? You mean to tell me the same swine that he cast the demons in, that he made clean by washing them so you can eat it?
Didn't they say when they went in the water they perished?
Yeah.
But that's a cleaning process.
I am the Lord Yahweh.
I changed not.
And that was crazy. And then I said that to her too. I said, did the Most High change? She said, no, but he made, I was like, come on, man. And then she made a face like Steven because she had these pork chops in her little rolling cart. She wasn't trying to get that pork chop up. Me and my son just looked at each other like, this lady crazy. You want to eat some swine that bad? You're going to say the same swine that Christ cast these demons in, he washed them in the water so you can eat them. That was the craziest thing ever, man. You can't make nothing like this up. Brother Gamar, you got anything you want to add? Brother Kalak?
I just want to add, this is followers of Christ, him being that final sacrifice. Moses said he takes not pleasure in sacrifice, but in obedience.
Huh.
So how does Christ's sacrifice make it okay to be disobedient? Now, he sacrificed himself for us for remission of sins past, like it says in Romans. And now we're supposed to do away with the disobedience we once had for the Most High. And what you eat is part of that. And like Kalak brought out, the Most High never changes. He made us, he made our bodies, our physical vessels. And he said, what will make them unclean? Meaning it's going to make you sick. Go ahead and eat it if you want. And then wonder why you got all manner of sickness and disease. Right? But I ain't got nothing else. Time to close out.
Once again, we want to give all praise, glory, and honor to the Most High Yahweh in the name of his son, Hamashiach Yahawashi. We are Hebrew Chosen Elect. We are located here in Wilmington, Delaware. If you would like to give any alms or free will donations to our ministry, you can give them at # Hebrew Chosen Elect. Once again, we got upcoming holy days coming up. If you would like to get in touch with us so that you would keep the holy days with us, please contact me or Brother Gamaria on Facebook. My phone number is 508-840-7710. Your number is
302-510-7147.
Also, we will be fundraising for the 7th annual Give It All You Got coat drive. You can give donations at #BDanny01 on Cash App as well. Please earmark your donation. Give It All You Got, just coat drive. Just earmark the donation coat drive. And we want to make sure that we're able to pass coats out here to some people who need coats and cover our neighborhood. And with that, we'll say, Kum Yashal! Kum Yashal! Kum Yashal! Kum Yashal! All right. Shalom.